Prayer to me is just conversation with God. And the part about a conversation is it's two-way. So we have to learn to listen and to obey what's said. And there was a particular instance that was life-changing for us. I heard God in prayer say, I've blessed you to be a blessing, and I have children for you. And this a wonderful announcement, although I wasn't really looking for additional children, led us to Ukraine to spend a month there in an adoption process to where we brought our youngest two, Maria and Anton, home. And they were 6 and 7 at the time, and so there was a lot more prayer that went into raising them and the challenges that life brings through that process. Forward 20 years, and there was a war in Ukraine. And in this process, Maria found her birth siblings online. And so we found out that her sister and her niece were refugees in Poland. And we were able, through prayer and asking God's guidance again, to sponsor them and bring them to the U.S., where we anticipated they'd spend 2 years, but they ended up only spending 3 weeks. So that was another answer to the prayer that was different than what we intended or what we anticipated. But God used that time to change us and Maria. And also when Irina, her sister, returned to Ukraine, she reunited with her birth mom. And God used that to bring reconciliation and allowed Irina's mom to meet her granddaughter for the first time. So God speaks to us, and He is looking for us to listen and to obey, because all of us are really blessed to be a blessing.
So I gave my life to Jesus Christ 15 years ago, and I was the only Christian in my family. At first, I felt such a joyful, radical change, and I was actually really surprised that they weren't very open or receptive to hearing about my faith. And I just continued to pray for them because I really wanted them to know Jesus for themselves and experience His saving grace. And praying such a huge prayer for people that you love the most in this world and not seeing any results, there is this temptation to partner with fear, shame, anxiety, even anger. And I found myself in that place for a little bit. And I just felt really defeated in my prayers. I felt like I was the one that was doing something wrong. And last year, I sensed God wanting to really speak life into those areas and, really address the parts in my heart that were hard over the years. And as He drew me closer to Himself, I got to really experience His peace. As that was happening, I just kept on hearing Him tell me to keep praying for them and to expect for Him to do good things and to just really sit back and watch what He's going to do. And shortly after I started experiencing this huge change in my prayer life, some family members, out of the blue, started initiating conversations with me about God. And were curious about church, so I brought them to church, and they got to meet other Christians. They got to see all the ways that churches serve and got connected in serving. And 2 members of my family made the decision themselves to give their lives to Jesus Christ and got baptized last year. Yeah. And I just remember in that moment, like sitting back and watching as He had instructed me to do. And I just saw His love for me and that it never faded over time and that his timing truly is perfect.